I'm Joe. Today, we're going to take a look at some of the smaller incidents of next level bullshit out there that are killing us by billions of small cuts. For the past 44 episodes, we looked into some pretty big turds that affect millions of people in big ways. But there's millions of smaller incidents of next level bullshit out there, some that only affect a few people. But taken together, it all shows that humanity is seriously fucked. We're demented. We have some serious brain damage. Let's start with the man who committed suicide because his lifetime free pass to a Las Vegas buffet was revoked. You heard that right. John Noble was so distraught from being banned from the M Resort buffet, he sent a 270-page tome of grievances and a 2-hour DVD to a Las Vegas newspaper. Then he drove to the resort, lit his car on fire, and shot himself in the head in front of the buffet's main entrance, all apparently to show everyone how terribly he's been treated. This does look like an amazing buffet, but seriously, it's not worth losing your shit over. Then there's the California special education teacher who gave out special prizes to her students. Sex! That's right. Summer Hanson, seen here in one of her Facebook photos, promised to bang her male students if they performed well in school. Apparently, girls weren't eligible for the special reward program. Lesser prizes included sexting, nude photos, and photos in her underwear. But the grand prize was apparently being fucked rotten as indicated in one of her texts to a student. She's in jail now, which is good, but only for 3 years, which is total bullshit. Next is the Georgia mother who thought it might be a good idea to randomly fire a .25 caliber pistol into a fight to break it up. The shooter, Latoya Tilson, shot several people in the crowd at her apartment complex, including hitting her 15-year-old son square in the head, killing him. Apparently, she was so pissed off at being hit in the face while trying to stop the fight, she ran inside to get her pistol, figuring that would be a better crowd control option than the sawed-off shotgun, which was also available for such duties. If this kid's mom was a little less stupid, he would still be around. The city inspector for Ogden, Utah is doing his best to clamp down on crime by doing away with cardboard forts. Fun fact, Ogden is also known as the crime capital of Utah. Those Mormon gangs, man, they're some serious shit. So the city doesn't want your kids to play in cardboard forts. It's apparently a gateway crime. An Ogden dad, intent on introducing his kids to a life of crime, built this cool fort. His kids loved it. Their friends loved it. Everyone loved it. The dude is a bona fide next level dad. But the Ogden city inspector was pissed. He sent a letter demanding the fort be taken down just 1 day after it was put up. Come on, who doesn't like forts? Super Dad, Jeremy Trentleman, said fuck off to the city and won't take it down until he wants to. The state of Kansas, which leads the nation in recently enacted tax breaks for the rich, felt it necessary to pass a law preventing welfare recipients from spending their cash benefits on cruise ships. I shit you not. They specified it cruises because the maximum benefit a family of 3 receives is $429 a month, which is probably enough for a nice cruise on something like this. So the Kansas legislature, with their extensive coastline and port cities, felt compelled to make sure people don't use the huge government cash windfall on luxury cruises. They also made sure those mad stacks of cash aren't used to buy swimming pools and visiting a fortune teller. Seriously, they singled out fortune telling. I wonder if that means they can't get Chinese takeout because of the fortune cookie. And to make matters worse, They've limited the daily cash benefit to $25, which must be obtained via ATM with a $1 fee, bringing that government windfall to $412 a month. The city of Sacramento, California had a brilliant idea. Dump 500,000 Easter eggs in the wide open and let the kids have at it. If that's not a deep cut of stupid, what do you suppose happened next? Asshole parents charged in, pushing away the kids and scooping up as many eggs as they could. The mayhem included screaming matches between parents, fights between parents, children being injured by trampling parents, parents being injured by other parents. It was fucking chaos. More bullshit from those idiotic helicopter parents. You assholes need to lighten up. And since when is a field full of plastic eggs classified as a hunt? That's a dash and grab in my book. Oh, right. We can't make things too hard for today's coddled little kitties. Speaking of brawls, there was a huge throwdown recently in New York City at a Queens casino over, wait for it, daiquiris. How much of an idiot loser do you have to be to start a riot because the line for the daiquiris in the food court is too long? Seriously, this shit happened because the Fat Tuesday daiquiri bar in the Resorts World Casino was moving too slow. The massive brawl engulfed the entire food court with chairs and tables flying everywhere. 3 men were arrested. Yo, dude, what are you in for? I didn't get my daiquiri. And finally, that brave stand the Indiana pizzeria took by denying pizzas for gay weddings. That's right. Crystal O'Connor of Memories Pizza in Walkerton, Indiana, said in an obviously contrived TV news interview with local station ABC 57 that she'd never cater a wedding between 2 men. We are a Christian establishment, O'Connor said. We are not discriminating against anyone. That's just our belief, and anyone has the right to believe in anything. Yeah, like believing a gay couple would want pizzas from your shithole at their wedding. That belief deserves discrimination for stupidity. Seriously, people. The media went out and made this shit up so they could talk about all the indignation, consternation, and a general aggravated vexation of a non-issue. So let me say this again. Gay couples would never ask a hole-in-the-wall pizza shop to cater their wedding. And you shitheads at ABC 57 News probably couldn't find anyone else who wouldn't serve gays. But you needed a story real bad, especially something that might go national. So you made it up. That pizza shop never catered anything, ever. And of course, the mainstream media fuckers ate it up. These are just a few examples of the death by billion cuts because of the rise of stupidity. Esquire magazine writer Charles Pierce has focused on this shit in his book, Idiot America, How Stupidity Became a Virtue in the Land of the Free. In an article titled Greetings from Idiot America, he wrote, "In the place of expertise, we have elevated the gut, and the gut is a moron, as anyone who has ever tossed a golf club, punched a wall, or kicked an errant mower knows. We occasionally dress up the gut by calling it common sense. The president's former advisor on medical ethics regularly refers to the yuck factor. The gut is common. It is democratic. It is the roiling repository of dark and ancient fears. Worst of all, the gut is faith-based. It's a dishonest phrase for a dishonest time. Faith-based, a cheap huckster's phony term of art. It sounds like an additive, an artificial flavoring to make crude biases taste of bread and wine. It's a word for people without the courage to say they are religious. And it is beloved not only by politicians, too cowardly to debate something as substantial as faith, but also by Idiot America, which is too lazy to do it. So we embrace stupid at our peril. stupid is safe. And as Charles Pierce so eloquently put, it also speaks to our gut. I blame the Republicans for starting it and fully embracing it. There used to be seriously intelligent conservatives who elevated the debate in challenging and thought-provoking ways. Not anymore. You assholes sold out. But I also blame the Democrats for being pussies and not calling it for what it is, our death blow. Because both sides want us to be stupid, and they're getting their way. We're following the lead of our idiot politicians, being so into arguing with each other about destructive ideologies. We forget about compassion. You mean to tell me no one saw warning signs that John Noble was unstable? No one cared? No one ever went to Mr. Noble and said, "Hey man, you all right?" It's not like lots of people didn't see him every day. And maybe if the artificial anger and stupid was just a little bit less, this mom would never have turned to a handgun to break up a fight. And this bullshit never would have been news. We're so caught up in being angry at each other, we stopped listening to each other. Because listening to others is what smart people do. But we can't have that. The stupid is killing us with a slow, agonizing death of a billion cuts. So there it is. An angry, sad, and defeated episode 45. Our last episode on the religious restoration laws in Indiana brought in some nice comments. Dahinger Headman said, "My new favorite channel." Spider879 brought up something we discussed in preparing for the show. Religious anti-civil rights discrimination directed against gays will turn into racial discrimination real fast. All a good bigot of any of the Abrahamic religions have to do is bring up the curse of Ham as was used back in the day. For those that need a refresher, the curse of Ham refers to when Noah's son Ham accidentally saw old man Noah naked while sleeping off an all-night drinking binge. Noah cursed Ham, the fatherland of Canaan, for such a horrible thing. God agreed and proclaimed all Canaanites to be slaves of Israelites. Fundamentalist Christians use this to show that all black people are cursed by God. All right, let's move on. John Cullen said, "Epic video, man, and it is totally absurd how many views you have. Your channel pumps out videos all the time, and each one is more heavily sourced and thoroughly done than some of the most popular channels on YouTube." Thanks, man. We know the fame and popularity will come if we just keep cranking, and we will. Jack Wolf 69 asked, "I would really like to know how many hours of work you put into each video because each one is excellent." We're a two-person father-son team. I do almost all the research for each show and write about 90% of the script, usually using Google Docs. That part usually takes about 2 to 3 days, depending on the topic. Then my dad spends another day making some final tweaks to the script and putting together the keynote presentation. Then about 4 to 5 hours of actual video production with the keynote used for both the teleprompter and the artwork you see. So, what's today's total?
17.
As you know, each time we hit 100 in the swear jar, I donate $100 to a worthy charity. Now, if you find a story that's bullshit worthy and you want to share with me, use hashtag NLBS when posting to any social media site. And if you're super motivated, make me a video. If we like it, we'll feature you on our next segment. You can also, of course, email me anytime at joe@nextlevelbullshit.com. You can follow us on Twitter, make sure you subscribe on YouTube, and be sure to watch all our shows on nextlevelbullshit.com. And don't forget to go to thenlbs.spreadshirt.com to get shirts and other cool swag. So, some of you may notice we didn't do an episode last week. I apologize. I was a bit busy. Getting married by Elvis in Vegas.
Yeah.
And then we went to Red Rock. It was a ton of fun. We did it our way, and I highly recommend it.